So on this video, I want to touch on a few things about the YouTube demonetization and some things that we want to point out with YouTube, why they did that on a business practice level, and also about the mainstream media. Now, you understand something, that the corporations all try to work together hand in hand. They're all a part of the elite. And we have stated before that a lot of news channels have been hit on YouTube for demonetization when they're talking about different events that's going on, all over the country that should be important to you. Now, we looking at on this screen, as we talked about before, a new poll shows only 6% of people trust the mainstream media. People aren't watching them anymore. The mainstream media is becoming a relic of the past. Now, we'll scroll down and look at this. They talk about how the major news channels like CNN, Fox News, and MSNBC are in a decline of prime time viewers. Even reporters within the major networks have admitted the media has been corrupted by political and corporate interests. You see, your individuals in the alternative media, we don't have those people trying to corrupt us like that. And if they even tried to, we can reveal it to you instantly. Now, this woman with CBS, a former reporter, said there's an unprecedented, I believe, influence on the media, not just the news, but the images you see everywhere by well-orchestrated and financed campaign of special interests, political interests, and corporations. I think all of that comes into play. But if there was any indication that the mainstream press has no credibility and is on its way to extinction, this latest poll is it. Now, when the little guy or little lady beat out the mainstream media on stories, how many times have we caught them lying? How many times we caught them not showing the whole video or trying to sell a certain narrative? You see, what we do here, we gonna put out the truth much as possible. And if we get it wrong, we'll try to correct it as quick as possible. And in the mainstream media, for instance, when they wanted to go to the Iraq war, there wasn't anybody doing alternative media like we're doing today. We wasn't really in existence. They told the people about what was going on over there. They sold it to you in the mainstream media. And at the end of the day, when the truth came out, guess what happened? There was no weapons. There was none of that stuff. Now, if the alternative media was going on right now and they was claiming all this stuff, and if someone had messaged us, let's say from over there, and a guy want to do an interview and say, look, this stuff's not true. Look, we will show you what's going on over here, and would upstage them and stop their propaganda that they're trying to do to get more money and send innocent troops over to these different countries to be involved with senseless wars. You see, they don't like that. So they want to stop the independent alternative media by all costs. Because you look at people like CNN, Clinton News Network. Dr. Drew had said something about Hillary's health, that he was concerned about Hillary Clinton and she needs to see some sort of doctor. The next week, Dr. Drew Pinsky lost his show on HLN. They're trying to come up with some sort of BS, but it's because he questioned Hillary's health. See, that is the problem with the mainstream media. Politicians control the media, like this woman has stated on this article. So look at what they say from the Associated Press. Trust in the news media is being eroded by perceptions of inaccuracy and bias, fueled in part by American skepticism about what they read on social media. You see, social media is coming up again. The 6% of people say they have a lot of confidence in the media, putting the news industry about equal to Congress and well below the public's view of other institutions. In this presidential campaign year, Democrats were more likely to trust the news media than Republicans or independents. Now, they say nearly 90% of Americans say it's extremely or very important that they get the facts correct. According to the study, about 4 in 10 say they can remember a specific incident that eroded their confidence in the media, most often one that dealt with accuracy or a perception that is one-sided. So this is the issue with the mainstream media. Most people in America are sick of that crap. So they have an issue with the alternative media. The alternative media has to be stopped because the corporate elites has to do something about that. Now, how is that in relation to YouTube and also with their businesses? Now, we're looking at this next article, and it says YouTube is losing money even though it has more than 1 billion viewers. Now, it talks about how they bought YouTube and everything. And it, as you see here, say they're not making money despite having more than 1 billion viewers. The online TV website is roughly breaking even 9 years after Google bought it for 1.7 billion. Analysts said that there's a lot of junk on YouTube and that the large number of young users did not buy anything from the adverts. Another issue is that YouTube takes a vast infrastructure which wipes out the 3.8 billion revenue that it brings in each year. Now, T was referencing this when she had made her video. So I said, I'm going to look into this and then we'll find out exactly why they're losing money. See, a lot of times on YouTube, people are uploading videos and leaving them on YouTube for years upon years. They're paying a lot of money for storage. That's first and foremost. There are people that's uploading 8-hour videos, 9-hour videos, 10-hour videos. I mean, like, come on, that's too long. I don't even know why YouTube even allowed that, but there are people that's doing that. In my opinion, you shouldn't upload videos no longer than 3 hours, maybe 4. And it has to be like a radio show or something to that effect. Then also people are using ad blocker. And when you use ad blocker, you're not only hurting the content creator, but you're hurting YouTube. Why do you think that all of a sudden they came up with YouTube Red? They're losing money. And so if they have YouTube Red to get people to pay for it, then it makes up for the advertising. And then they can actually try to get premium advertising because also it's being paid for. Now, if y'all keep that stuff up with the ad blocker stuff y'all doing, YouTube is going to stop being free, and you're going to have to pay for YouTube like you pay for Netflix, like you pay for Hulu and all these other different services, Stars, HBO, Cinemax, or whatever. Now, they were talking about that it's hard to make money on the internet, even if you're one of the biggest websites in the world. But Netflix, which they charge, has made a profit when this video article came out of $81 million back in 2014. So YouTube and Google as a company, if you lose it a bunch of money, then what you're going to do? So it helps understand just a little bit why they rolled out this advertiser friendly thing, because before they had ad blocker, they didn't have these issues. But some of you like using ad blocker because you don't like looking at a 5-second clip or a 15-second or 30-second clip, and they're losing money. So here we go with them trying to censor things so they can get ad revenue. So this is where we at with the whole situation here on YouTube. The mainstream media is pissed off that they're not getting viewership. YouTube can't make the money they want to make because people are using ad blocker or they don't want to pay for YouTube Red or whatever. So you have just like a perfect storm of things that's happening. Then who suffers? The content creator. Who suffers? The viewer at the end of the day, because you're going to have people doing stories that try to be advertiser friendly. But if we want to not get involved with all this, then we have to focus on supporting the people and platforms that we like. And we're going to look at real quick our Patreon, and we'll talk about a few things. Now, this is our Patreon page. I don't talk about it a whole lot, but it needs to become a little bit more important for us to be a part of the Patreon page. Now, on my YouTube channel, right now we're sitting at 547,000 subscribers. I'm only mentioning that because we only have 8 patrons. Now, when people see my channel and they see us trying to do things to make it better, when we have certain projects, you know what people say? They say, well, you have 500,000 subscribers and yet you can't get that done. I've had critics tell me that, I wouldn't even be wasting my time making videos, because if I have 500,000 subscribers and they don't even want to support what I'm doing to make it better, I'd be like, forget that. I ain't making videos no more, because they don't even really like me like that, because they don't want to support what I have going on. And, this are things that I have to hear. I have to hear the white supremacist trolls say the same things or even worse. They see the platform growing, but yet they say, well, why you should have a GoFundMe up for, I think, 6 months now? Why do you have that now? We have, definitely close to 300 people that have donated, and I appreciate every person that have donated. I have people that donate $5 once a month on the website. I greatly appreciate every person. I appreciate the emails. I appreciate the subscriptions. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate, the one-time gifts people have given. Trust me, I am thankful for that. But those few people can't do it all. And what's going on with YouTube, it's time for us to try to support the platform, much as possible. Now, we had a sister ask a simple question when we did the last video that asked, as fans and viewers, what can we do, Phil? So the solution, well, we don't have to worry about demonetization. We still can bring you the content that you like. The difference between your network television and your Hulu and all the different ones, you can actually contact me sometime. And some of you guys have sent me stories, and I've done them the same day or the next day. Or I say, you know what? I'm already in the process of doing that. It still can be interactive. Some of you want to call me and say, hey, I have something to tell you or whatever. And when I have time, I could try to call a person through Skype, or some of you guys email or ask me questions or whatever. And if I'm sitting there on my phone at the time, I'll get to that, because I try to be interactive with you guys much as possible. But it takes time to do these videos. It takes time to do the research. Now, there are some people that will say, well, why you guys are so upset, get a real job. Well, you know what? If you are working, if you are earning the money, then it is a real job. I don't know what people get this real job stuff from. So if you're not working at somewhere else, it's not a real job. And also the quote unquote real job, I have that as well. I don't do this 100% full time, but the much as I'm on here, it seems like I do it full time. But if you guys would be behind us and help us with this to support us, then I can dedicate 5 videos to 6 videos a day for you guys to have on a certain time schedule. I could dedicate a news show that I want to do that would be pretty good. I think it'll be a lot better. That be more so exclusive, and I want to do that, especially with the new studio, and I want to do a preview of that, and I'll probably put that preview on Patreon so you guys can see it for those that want to join the Patreon. But we go through so much as content creators. Don't think it's just we put up a video and that's the end of the story. No, I deal with so many personal things and still putting up videos. I've been down. I've been, depressed. I've been, dogged out, what I'm saying, through the court system. I still got to tell you about that story. Okay. So many things I have dealt with, and Philip still get on here and make videos. There are times that I go to work 12 and a half hours. Okay. Wake up 3 a.m., go to work, get off at 5, then come home, take a shower, eat a little bit, jump on here, make videos, edit. Then by the time I get to bed, it'll be 11 p.m., maybe 11:30. Go back to sleep, get up at 3 again, go back, do the same process, just so you guys can still have videos that you're requesting from me. If I take a day or 2 off, everybody messages me, man, what happened? What's going on? This story, that story, and I'm always have to play catch up. So I try to give the stories out to you guys as much as possible. Sometimes I run on 3 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep to do this. Sometimes I'm researching, I'm doing all kind of stuff to make things better. It's not easy doing what I do. I'm trolled a lot, people harass, and all kind of other things because of the subject matter that I talk about. And some of you say, man, I wish I could say the things that you say. And if you support that, and if you want me to continue to do that much as possible, then what I'm asking is, let's not even be discussing finances. Let's support, the platform. Because one thing that I do notice, I'm about to go there, about the white YouTubers, they ask for personal stuff, which I don't even ask y'all for my personal stuff. They ask for personal stuff, and they give them the funds to get it. And it trips me out. They buy their merchandise. They put money into their Patreon. That's why when all this stuff hit, you had people like the Young Turk saying, I ain't worried about it because we got this money and this money coming in from this different streams. Or the Philip DeFranco guy was like, I ain't worried about demonetization because I got money. Well, they have money like that coming in. They have companies that's giving them brand deals, all this other stuff. Black content creators don't have those opportunities as much as they do. I don't care what you say. You can have a white guy that can have a platform less than me and get way more than me. You know what I'm saying? You see it all the time. Look at that girl, that crazy idiot girl, Tommy Lauren. Look how she speak. Now, she don't even have sense. And yet, look at the support that she get and the money they putting behind her. Now, I know I could put on a better show than Tommy Lauren could ever put on. But that's the kind of stuff they do. They support their own. But in the black community, sometimes we don't want to support other black people. But the first thing we ask is, what they going to do with it? I don't know. I don't want to do this. I don't want, and you wonder why platforms don't get anywhere that we have when you struggle. And it becomes frustrating when you don't, see the projects that you want to get done happen, but you look around and your other counterparts are just getting stuff done that's kind of silly at times. And that's what's so frustrating. Now, for people that keep telling me you got 500,000 subscribers, you can't even get a quarter of them to try to help you do this and do that. Not even help me, because I'm not asking for my personal bills, but I'm saying help us to do more. And so what I'm asking is, it's for the progress of the show, so we don't have to worry about YouTube and their stuff, and we could keep reporting the things that we're reporting on. If we had 5,000 people, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. If we had 5,000 people that watch this show, okay, and we had 5,000 people went to this Patreon page right now and say, you know what, I want to make sure this show not only does good, but I want to help it complete all the projects it wants to do, bring other people in just to be something great. Then if you could make a pledge of $5, okay, on October the 1st, they would charge you the $5. And $5 isn't much. And in every first of the month, they would charge you $5. $5 is something that as low as I could think of that possibly people may have. Now, you're a teenager in school. I don't expect you to be a part of this or nothing like that. I'm talking about the adults, that work and really enjoy, what we do here. Now, I don't care if you say, oh, why he eat begging or whatever else, because you know what? At the end of the day, it takes finance to run these things. I'm not asking you for 10% of your income like they do at the church house. I'm not asking for none of that. I'm asking for $5 on the first of the month, which Patreon to charge you on the first of the month, just $5. There are many people that say, oh, if you come to my city, let me know. I'll treat you out to eat. I do this and that. Well, I may not come there just yet, but if you can help us this way, we don't have to worry about YouTube. We don't have to worry about nothing. Think about it. If we have 5,000 people donate $5, we can travel different places, get exclusive, stories. We can do documentaries that I really want to definitely get into to show. We can do so much stuff as a collective, but we can't get anywhere with our finances. We can't. And if we can't get anywhere with our finances, then at the end of the day, what are we doing here? I mean, yes, the platform is growing, but what are we doing? I mean, what am I doing? Like, am I just sacrificing for nothing? And you can say, well, are you doing it for money? Let me tell you something. I was doing YouTube started actually back in late 2008, all the way up to 2012, and not getting paid a dime to do any type of YouTube videos. The one brother that put me on to knowing about doing that, I said, oh, it's cool to make a little change to pay your internet bill. That's fine. But then we looked at it different. The platform started growing. And in order for us to take it to the next level, we have to have that kind of support outside of YouTube. and this the things that all, like same thing, like what I said about, Lovely T. I said the same thing about her platform. People like her to make videos and do all that. Well, support her too, donate $5 to her once a month. And it just help us out to do what we're doing. Because you don't see me on camera trying to floss nothing. You don't see me trying to show out or act a fool. You don't see me doing it. I'm coming on this camera to bring you the news and give it to you much as possible. I got some stories that I want to talk about, but I feel we need to talk about this just, up front, because we got to keep putting the stuff out there. And if you really enjoy what we do here, if you enjoy the stories, if you enjoy, I just tell it like it is and I don't care who like it, then help me to continue to do that. Because if I have run into issues where the finances isn't there to do this, then it's going to have me start to look elsewhere and not spend time doing this. It's just bottom line what it is. So the more support equals more time I can spend equals more videos. It's just bottom line. So I don't even want to think like that, but that's just kind of, we don't know what YouTube going to do. We don't know. 1 minute they can take your video, they can demonetize it. They demonetize it enough, they can mess you. You don't know what YouTube going to do tomorrow, because as we saw here, they're losing money. But we don't even want to be caught in that. And I feel there's good people on this channel that really like what we do here, and just really think about it. You could pledge today $5. They will not charge you until October the 1st. I mean, I think it's easy for us to get, to add to the 8 people that you see here. That's really a total of $72. It's enough to help us out to get the projects done that we need to do. Shoot, if we had 5,000 people donating $5, we can get the studio quick. That wouldn't be any problem anymore. We can get that built. We can, we pay half down on that one, and they'll come and start constructing it. Shoot, the next month we get the next amount of money. We just pay the rest of it off after they finish constructing it, and we just take it off from there. I mean, that's how I look at it. Like, it's so many things that we can do outside of YouTube, but we can't do it without, you, the viewer. So if you enjoy the show, if you enjoy the knowledge, you write me emails, you send me tweets. Well, then it's time to help us out so, this show can continue and don't have to deal with things from YouTube from time to time. Now, I know it's a long-winded video, but we have to talk about this on a serious note. And I hate doing videos like this. Trust me, I hate it. I really just talk about stories. I definitely want to get into that Lena Dunham story, because that got on my last doggone nerves. So that's what I really focus on. I don't really focus on finances. And so please, I'm asking help us out. I'm asking for many people as possible to pledge $5, and then they'll take it out on the 1st of October. And like I said, based on how you guys support, it's based on what we can do. Thank you for listening, and leave me your thoughts.